Hello everybody. I have a Phalaenopsis orchid and an empty plastic water bottle on my screen. What am I going to do with this? I am going to actually show you how to build a self-watering setup for my only Phalaenopsis orchid. And to get started with it, I'll first split this bottle into half, okay? I'll just make an incision using my paper cutter and then I'll follow it up with a scissor for a clean cut. Now, I badly need a self-watering system for my orchid because after marriage, I often need to travel to and fro between the two houses. I often need to stay back at my maiden home for a few days. And then when I come back to my present home, I often find my orchid very badly dehydrated. So, like orchids require care that is different from other plants. So, this is only imperative that I build a self-watering system. So, this is how the system will look like. The top portion, after having been cut out, will be inverted and set in the bottom portion, okay? So, the next step would be to make a hole on the cap of this bottle. So, this is my staple go-to technique as always. I do not have a drill and I don't like using one. So, I always make holes with incense sticks. So, see how easy that is. So, I have easily made a hole right in the center of this cap and I'll make sure that the hole is a big one. Okay. I'll scrape off the melted plastic from around the edges of the hole. And then what I'll do is I will slip through the hole a big strand of this yarn. This yarn is actually from my old filter candle, water filter candle, okay? These, twines, they are made of such a material that usually don't rot. All right, so it will do good in this setup because this setup will mostly be moist, so there might be a chance of fungus. That is why I'm using this type of twine. You can use any biodegradable twine. You can use wool also. The texture of this yarn is exactly like wool, okay? So this is an acrylic yarn per se. So there's very minimum chance of this thread catching fungus. So I think the technology is becoming more and more clear to you now. One half of this twine will remain within the bottle where the orchid will be planted, and the rest of the twine will dangle in the lower base of the bottle. So I'll just tie a knot to secure the twine from sliding downwards. So I have secured it using this knot, and I will just keep these things aside, and now I will slowly unpot my Phalaenopsis orchid. This is my only Phalaenopsis orchid. I have been growing this since last year July. So the potting media has not been changed ever since, and the plant has become somewhat compact. It has grown quite a few leaves since I brought it, but then this is what it looks like right now. So I will just get rid of the dried up leaves and dried up root bits that are there in this bunch. I need to clean the root area first. So I'll gently snip off any dried up root pieces that can be found here. Alright. The root system looks more or less healthy to me. Whatever dry strands of roots are there, I will remove them. Okay. And once that is done, I will try to see if the plant comfortably fits into the glass. So it's looking quite good. It's slided in quite easily without any resistance, and the leaves have enough support from the edges. So our setup is going to work. At least it looks like it will. So first what I'll do is I'll just screw the cap back onto the bottleneck. What I'm trying to do here is to give a dry run to my idea, to check if everything fits in properly before I assemble all the parts together. And for my media, I'm using a very special type of media, something that I've never used before. I'm talking about Leca or Hydroton. These are expanded clay aggregates, and these have become very popular ever since hydroponics emerged on the horizon of gardening. So these are basically clay balls which have been baked, but they are not solely made of clay. They are often made of fly ash, which is a byproduct of thermal power plants. So these are excellent sources of providing humidity and moisture to the soil, to the roots, with zero chances of diseases and pathogens. So they are revolutionary in the field of gardening. So orchids, in fact, do really well in hydroton. So this entire setup is called a semi-hydroponic setup, not an entirely hydroponic setup, but a semi-hydroponic setup. And to lodge my media, to lodge the plant firmly in the media, I'm actually securing the axis of the plant with an empty refill. So I'll attach the refill to the axis using a cable tie, and then I will secure it within the media. Okay. So I'll fill the container first with a bit more of leca. I have washed the leca thoroughly and then I'm using it. I'll link this product down below in the description so that you too can use it. Leca has an extensive usage in gardening, so I will be making a separate video on it so that you know why I chose to use this media. Okay, so this is a very versatile media, and you see, this is how I lodge the plant within the media. This is a very easy hack to stabilize your plants. All right, so now I will be filling in the gaps using this leca pebble. Leca also, maintains good aeration around the roots, which is very important for roots of monopodial orchids like Phalaenopsis. We know the roots also photosynthesize. So I will be tapping the container like this so that the air gaps in between are reduced. So okay, the plant is now steadily set in media. Now I will place the top half of the bottle in the bottom half like this so that the rope or the twine dangles into the second half of the bottle, and then I'll pour water right into the media, and as I pour the water will swiftly trickle down into the lower base of the bottle. You can already see the water level here, and if I lift up the setup, you can see water trickling down with the help of this particular thread. So what will happen is, whenever the setup above is dry, this thread will wick water upwards from the reservoir of water below. So this is the self-watering technique that I have set my orchids in, and I really hope you enjoyed my tutorial. Please feel free to drop your comments regarding this video down below. Please stay tuned to my channel. You people have been giving me a lot of love and support on my orchid videos, so please stay with me. This is the last and final hack. In order to secure the top portion firmly in the bottom portion, I'm making tiny slits on all four sides of this lower base and then pushing the top portion in it. Now there is no chance of this setup toppling. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video.